Yeah.
Another little tip while we're talking about consoles is our good mate Shane from MSA put me on to...
She's literally come over and taken over my piece, hasn't she? Which
I'm going.
I can tell you a lot of people out there are very happy about, Katie.
No, I'm going.
The sun's going down as I try to make my way through the crowd. Feeling alive, I love being by your side, it makes me shine. We got one summer, so let's make it count. You make me feel like everything's alright. Let's dance our problems away in the night. Love being right next to you. You'll be on my mind. I'll be dreaming about this till the end of time. We are young, we are free, down for the ride. Might be over tomorrow, but we got this day forever.
G'day guys, alright, the time has come for me to give you a bit of a walk and talk, hang out and tell you about the 79 series. Now this is a 2018 model. It was obviously bought second hand by us. It had done 100k clicks on the clock, but the previous owner left no stone unturned. His attention to detail, his love of this vehicle absolutely shows. He did everything to the best of his possible ability at the time, even starting with it having a full rust proving across the whole vehicle. We'll walk around from the front and I'll show you what I know. I will put a lot of detail also in the description, which will probably answer a lot of those questions. Otherwise this could be a 3-hour episode. And also, never having owned a vehicle of this category, it's been quite a learning curve for me, one that I'm absolutely loving. Still lots to really learn, but it is fun and it is exciting to be able to show you around such a detailed, beautiful vehicle. Let's get into it. All right, looking at the front here, it is the dual cab with the NORWELD canopy. It's a V8 Landcruiser 79 series. As I said, it's 2018 model. Most of the real protection gear on this vehicle has been done by ARB, and if you have been watching the channel, you know we just rolled this beautiful vehicle. Tough as tough can be. It is already had some minor repairs, some temporary stuff. It's getting a full makeover in a couple of weeks when we get back down on the sunny coast. But I did want to point out that these actual, you know, sidebars here, and also in particular this side step here, absolutely took the brunt of the force, as did this main door and this MSA mirror. And what a job it did. It absolutely protected us, the family. You know, Katie and Jas are sitting on this side of the vehicle. I can't tell you enough how thankful I am that this car had been fitted with this protection gear, because I do think that went a long way into actually taking a lot of the crunch out of, you know, the vehicle and obviously the people in it. All right, let's get back under the hood. We've got twin batteries here, also put in by ARB. Really, they're just there they're joined to not only crank the engine, but also to run the winch. There's a worn winch down there, the Factor 55 Ultra hook, much safer, much stronger. Just reading up and learning about this system myself. Never ever used a winch, although the vehicle was winched just a couple of weeks ago there. But I will actually do a bit of a segment on that, a how-to guide, me learning and sharing that as we go. G'day, this is Bicky. How's that? Hey. Making a cameo on YouTube. Good on you, Bicky. Yes, it is short for biscuit, so there you go. It's actually a pound puppy, that one. Bit of a rescue dog. We're staying at this beautiful property at Early Beach. It's our friend's property, and we are trying to talk them into turning this into a hip camp, because we think everyone would love this place. Anyway, we'll see if we can push them. We'll let you know if that happens. So yeah, back to the winch. You can see the Ultra hook here and the worn winch. So that's what those two batteries there, really. The auxiliary battery there as well is operating that when I need it. We've had quite a lot of things done to this vehicle. Again, everything was fitted really before we got it. There is a brake booster, there is the Steinbauer power system, it's had extra fuel filter. What hasn't it had? You can see the ARB intensity lights, best lights you can get. Yes, they're expensive, but they certainly try to mimic daylight to the best. I mean, that white bright light. The interesting thing is when we've clicked them on, I love putting it on. Jasper calls it jellyfish. And if you don't know what I mean, next time you put your high beams on, have a look at that little blue outline with these little tentacles going at the back. I love that. I think that is pretty funny. So Jasper says, put jellyfish on, Dad. So I'll throw that on. It is absolutely amazing. It completely opens up those wide open spaces when you're out back, and you can see everything. You know, certainly we're not towing ever at night, but you know, if you're ducking out of camp and having a bit of a look around the place, absolutely awesome. The only thing is, if you're coming up to any sort of road signs, it can actually reflect back so strong that that's quite blinding. So there you go, that's how powerful they are. It has got the Safari snorkel on there. Underneath there you can see, actually I'll come around into this side here, there is the Old Man Emu BP51 shock system, 3-inch lift on the front, same on the back. There is also the ARB again system. Interestingly, the back right hand side, the driver's side shock, has had a problem with it, some sort of rusting, which they had never seen before. When I took it into the guys at ARB, I might have mentioned this. It is out of warranty, however, in goodwill, they have rung me this morning and told me that they are going to replace that. Now, the passenger side rear is also showing signs of the same problem, and this vehicle had never ever been on the beach or in salt water, so total mystery to them and to the previous owner. But we're going to get that replaced as well, albeit I have to pay for that one. But you know what? Paying for one is better than paying for two, isn't it? So there you go. So thank you to ARB. So I do want to give them a shout out for absolutely looking after us there. And there is also 650 kilo leafs on the back there as well. Coming around here, you can see the Hayman Reach Sex Bar. We love this, the DO35 coupling on the van. So I'll just quickly run over here. This is the most brilliant coupling we've ever had. If anyone who's had one of these will know what I'm talking about. It is just so much safer, easier to use. Kate and I absolutely love that because it's the first time that we've had this hitch and this coupling set up. It is absolutely brilliant. All right, coming into the front of the vehicle, you can see in here, this here is actually, I was hoping that it was going to be on, is the ARB LINX. This really is a centralized operating system, so you're not having switches everywhere. All of your accessories can run through this, what really just looks like an iPhone. And it is brilliant when it works. But as you can see, at the moment, it isn't. It's still trying to connect to the controller. And again, speaking to the guys at ARB, they have rerun the hardwire system. It worked intermittently. They're now going to replace this when I'm back there in a couple of weeks when they're doing the shockies and see if that works. So again, thanks to ARB, because they are going to actually look after us there and try and get this sorted. They're really at an end to know what the problem is. But anyway, we're going to get that sorted. It is a 5-speed manual. That comes standard in this model vehicle. You can, I'm told, get an automatic, I guess, changeover put in for about $20,000 thereabouts. So, yeah, if you've got some spare coin laying around, then that'd be probably worth it. We find, well, I should say I find, because I do the majority of the towing, that I'm fine. You know, it was a question particularly from my dad, was like, how are you going to go? You're going from automatic towing, you know, 3-ton van now to towing under manual. I can stick it into fifth and it absolutely cruises along beautifully. It's probably sitting around anything from 1800 to 2100 revs, so I think that is fantastic. In comparison to the Hilux, fuel consumption is 3 litres per 100 kilometres more expensive, I guess you would say. It is about 22.5 litres per 100 kilometres of diesel that I'm using when under tow. Obviously that's going to drop way back when we're just motoring around, but with the V8 and towing that 3-tonne van, that is pretty well what we're getting. I'm getting now the information when I'm getting comments in that is very standard, and some people have even said to me that's very good. But look, it is what it is. I don't know if it's good or bad. Either way, fuel is, stupid prices around the country, so you just got to suck it up and get on with it, don't you? Looking over here, the one-stone armrests. They are such a joy to have this armrest here. It actually does come off. You can move that on and off. It has a drink holder there, all the electrics. The interior design company has gone and put in all of this beautiful interior. Your own little nooks up here. There's a GME UHF radio. We just basically sit on channel 40. We find that is really safe and easy. Sometimes the language can be a little bit colourful, I'd say that. So maybe if you've got kids, just keep it down a notch. But I really only use that. I don't actually have it on all the time. Now, people have differing thoughts on this, but we really only use it when we're getting more remote. And that can be, getting up north up there to Cooktown, out on that Mulligan Highway, definitely have it on there. Anything a couple of hours inland from the coast, then I definitely have it on. So that's just a good point. Sit on 40. If you're in a convoy, you can switch over to 18 or, look for a chatter channel as such, maybe 11. But check that out when you're actually out in these areas, and yeah, channel 40 would be the way to go. All right, looking in here, other things that we've done from MSA, of course, our great mates over there, we love them. This is a pretty cool little caddy that sits up there just for all your bits and pieces. What are these? These are for internal GoPro, external, internal GoPro when we're doing piece to cameras. Good old Safety Dave. Geez, these are great products. This won't turn on now, but it basically gives me a reverse camera direct to the van when under tow, but it still has that mirrored finish there, which means that I can, still see into the back there and check on Jasper. A KENWOOD head system. This is brilliant. Got Apple CarPlay as well. Absolutely love this. The sound system through this vehicle is outstanding. It also has a kicker behind Jasper's seat, so he thinks that's pretty good. Gives him all that bass. He's got his boogie on. We love that. What else did I want to tell you about that? Sound deadening all the way through has been put through all of the doors. That has really actually helped deaden the road noise from coming into the vehicle. Keeps the tunes in our conversations in. We can also do in-car piece to cameras when we're travelling. We've actually stopped doing that a lot in Season 7 because it's something that's really, other than sound deadening, is out of your control. So we don't do a lot of that anymore, but it is noticeable that you can reduce the outside road tar noise or any noise by having that sound deadening system put in. So yeah, we can vouch for that. Coming out, what did we want to tell you? Oh, the KO2s. We've had these before in our previous vehicle, BFGs. Look, they're really great. They're an all-terrain tyre. You can get all sorts of different terrain tyres for that. We found these great. Not much more to really say on that. Looking into the back here, we carry, again from ARB, snake and spider bite kit. Guys, we're not connected in with ARB at all, unless, of course, ARB's watching and they want to give me a call. But yeah, anyway, the snake and spider kit. We live in Australia, 10 of the world's deadliest snakes and many other things that can kill you. So, there we go. I'll try and get that back in 1 sec. Yeah, there we go. So, look, it's good to have peace of mind to make sure you got this sort of kit. A lot of this kit is useless unless you've also done a first aid course, so we would recommend that you go and do that. What else would we recommend you do? Go and do a towing course. Get yourself and also your other half, or if there's a second driver, an older teenager travelling with you, whoever it is, get them to also do a towing course, because you never know what could happen. I broke my ankle twice back there early on in our travels, and then I broke it a second time. And I tell you what, you know, if you're stuck out in these places, the second time was out in Winton, you know, and then Katie had to take over the towing, which is awesome because she'd done a towing course. But yes, I think that would be the best education you could get. Towing course, first aid course. Tick those two off your list. What else we got in here? Aren't these great? The MSA heavy duty canvas. These are said to be kid proof and pet proof. I mean, they are kid proof. Look at this. I mean, they look beautiful, don't they? You know, like Jasper, he likes to store things. He showed us that he said, oh, I've got a little bit of a place that I put all my rubbish and my apple cores when I'm finished. He sticks it all up here behind his seat, and we have given it a bit of a clean out. It looks pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah, but so anyway, fortunately with the covers on, you know, you can get rid of the marks. I wanted to show you something back in here. Oh, these ones in here, they've got the lumbar support in them, which, if you're like me, you're getting on a bit. Katie, she's still a spring chicken. But yeah, give that, look at that. You can probably see that coming up there. Yeah, and then it's got a little release valve there. Look. You can just push that back in. I probably now adjusted it. I really like my seat. I hate when somebody adjusts my seat. Katie gets in and adjusts it. I'm like, oh, what are you doing? But yeah, those seat covers with the lumbar support, absolutely awesome. Love those. I'm just trying to think if I've missed anything in here. Interior design. Look at these little lights. You feel like you're sitting on an airplane. Isn't that great? Really beautiful work. In here, again, drink holders. This section here you can actually pull out. We do have lots of stuff in there that we carry, but we're going to turn this into a bit of a snack and, you know, cool drinks, things like that. We're going to start to use it for that because after the accident, hello.
Hello, speaking of cool drinks.
Oh, God bless you. Still on the water, look at that. Still wish it was wine, I have to be honest, 7 months in. Thanks, wifey.
Welcome.
Okay, yeah, we're thinking about making this snack attack because after the accident we decided that having stuff all in the back that, you know, when you roll a vehicle can go all over your kids or over, you know, it made it just that little bit more, you know, shit, you don't know what's going on because you can't see because there's stuff everywhere. So we've totally changed our version on where we pack stuff. And to the point, if I have a bag or anything on the back, I now use the other seatbelt and seatbelt it in. Maybe a bit of overkill, but having stuff, you know, tied down in those scenarios, as unlikely as they would be, much safer for everyone involved.
Yeah, well, we had a couple of comments too about loose items, you know, being considered like projectiles if you are in a high-speed accident. So it certainly makes you think about what you feel. I love that basket. We always have our snacks and drinks and things in that basket, but we are going to change that.
Yeah.
Another little tip while we're talking about consoles is our good mate Shane from MSA put me on to...
She's literally come over and taken over my piece, hasn't she? Which
I'm going.
I can tell you a lot of people out there are very happy about, Katie.
No, I'm going. But Shane said there's something called a Doug's tub insert that you can get for the 79 that just slots in here and actually makes organising this one a whole heap easier. Anyway, I'm going.
Love it. Well, hang on. First of all, I want to talk to you. I spoke to our insurer and they said you need to get rid of the seat in the back. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so, and thank you, we had quite a few people reach out to us as well, but basically after any accident, obviously if you're in a major crash, that would be one of the first things that you do, but we very fortunately have cover under our policy for a new seat to Jasper, which is awesome. So we've got one which I'm excited. He's been in that since he was born, so it's a little bit sad to say goodbye to that, but also good to know that we're getting a new one that's going to perform as it should. And I guess
it's not being compromised is the question. No. That's what the insurer said. You know, you can't tell, but you can't risk it.
Exactly, exactly right. You know, the nature of our accident, his seat wasn't compromised at all, but given the fact that it's covered under our policy and we certainly don't want to take any risks in the future with it, got a new one coming.
Awesome. Don't go too far because you're great at this. Okay, what is this little thing in here? This was actually in the vehicle. Again, the previous owner, a good mate of ours, his attention to detail when it came to the safety of himself and the occupants. He too had actually been in a rollover, not in this vehicle, but towing a trailer. And so there's a number of things that he has made sure that he installed and fitted out on this vehicle. Just again, not only peace of mind, but you know, when it does hit the fan, you want to know that you've got those tools or those extra protections in place. So there you go. This here is called a Fire Striker, and I love this product. It is so cool. They do have a use by date, and it's fairly long. I think this one in this case is 2026, but it is basically a very quick extinguisher. There you go, it just fell out. But yeah, you can basically light that end. You strike it within its internal core. There's a little flint down there, and bush, it is an extinguisher. So if you came across, you know, another accident and you needed to get that out, this thing will do the job amazingly. You can Google those as well. Yeah, Fire Striker. Yeah, it looks very cool. Anything else in the back here that I wanted to show you? There you go, Jasper's MSA Organiser. Isn't that cool?
It's awesome, actually, and it's due for a little bit of an upgrade for what we've got in there for him. But again, just things to keep him occupied on travel days.
Yeah. I don't know if I can move this. I can't move this forward with the seat, which is a bummer. But in behind here, oh, you can see some of that sound deadening there, even across all the back. But directly behind here is the kicker.
Yes.
Awesome.
Jasper loves the bass.
Yeah, brilliant. We also, just a couple of other things that we carry. We've got the fire extinguisher down here and another fire blanket. We carry a fire blanket in the van as well.
Have you spoken about the cup holders and the charging?
No, thank you. Very good. Yeah, so down here we've got cup holders also on both sides, USB charging ports if we were to have another sibling. Is that happening, Katie?
Jasper keeps asking for one.
Yeah, so do
I'm
I.
not getting any younger.
And I need the practice. Yeah, and then this one here, what's actually plugged in here and what is underneath the driver's seat is the Telstra Cel-Fi Go. And as much as I started with comms at the front, I didn't really talk about it. But this is the Cel-Fi Go aerial here. Okay, so again, if you're, you know, on a telco like Telstra or Optus or whatever it is, ours is, I think, switched to Telstra. I think they come locked to a carrier here in Australia. Do they work? Absolutely. If you have zero signal, it works zero. You know, we've done plenty of videos on communications, remote communications, RV communications. Starlink is the way of the future. We will absolutely scream that from the rooftops because it is a game changer for us. But as far as travelling in the vehicle and having something portable, that if there is a Telstra tower and we want to boost a signal, Telstra Cel-Fi Go, fantastic. It's about a $1,000 piece of kit, just so you know. And then this one here, really you can get all different you know, antennas, but this one is probably more suited to those open, wide outback spaces. You can get shorter ones for, you know, getting around the east coast a little bit more. But anyway, we've left that one on there. Okay, let's keep coming around. Oh, the catch can. I didn't tell you about that as well. Gosh, hopeless, aren't I? Should have made some notes. There's a catch can down here. I can show you this. There we go. So there you go. That's not half full yet, but I've got a service happening in Hervey Bay in a week. Yeah, so I'll get onto that there, get them to empty it when it's getting its service, which is great. The MSA mirrors, how good are they? Look at that, we crash tested an MSA mirror for the guys. They love us now. So we've got these mirrors, they're 4 different driving positions, absolutely brilliant. When we're towing, I have it out on its widest point like that. You can also have it just one up if you want to. There is an actuator in here, is that what it's called? I'm pretty sure. But basically, if you've got an electric mirror, and with these models, it doesn't matter which way I'm pushing it, it still absolutely moves this mirror, whether it's upright or whether it's out, it still works perfectly in with what you need it to do. And then the final position, if I hold that door, there we go, boom, okay. Isn't that awesome? Absolutely love it. And the single mirror, as Katie has done a review on that mirror before, makes all the difference when you're towing. It is just better visibility and, yeah, clearly the best on the market. All right, into here, we've got all of the RedArc system. Move the pool noodle. Fantastic. That's the inverter there. This is pretty cool. That's there just so that I can undo this section here. This lifts out and there's 200 amp hour lithium batteries in there. It is truly amazing how much, I guess, you don't ever think about power when you've got the access to it. We just absolutely love the setup in here. How funny is that? The battery in the GoPro just overheated. So anyway, so here we go. We'll pick it up. I was trying to do this in one take, but anyway, we'll keep going, get on with it. I was up to the Manager 30. It is the RedArc system, Australian company. Fantastic, love supporting Australia. This is brilliant. It really will power pretty well anything that we need, whether we're, you know, away from the van and we're taking our coffee machine, or I'm charging up the lithium batteries for the drones. I mean, the fridge freezer, we'll get around to that in a second. It is truly awesome. All running from a RedArc 140 watt solar panel on the roof. We do not even think about it. Don't have to think about the fridge freezer. It's on the whole time. Absolutely brilliant. This is a premium canopy. This was also, I think, done back in 2018 when the vehicle was brand new. It does have jackable legs, so you can actually jack this whole canopy off. On this side, it's pretty well open, as you can see. What do we carry in here? Some of Jasper's stuff and our hiking boots. This is really just mozzie coils and anything to do with creating fire. I've got a spare gas canister there that I've got to change over. The Starlink box. Watch this space. I've got a Starlink backpack, which is so much better because that box is almost at the end of its day. But it is purpose built for the Starlink satellite dish cables and everything, the modem, all in one beautiful little case. So that'll be going soon. A little bit of snorkeling gear. We grabbed this out from our storage shed when we were back on the sunny coast before we headed up towards the Cape, because we knew that we were going to use it. And that's a great thing too when you're traveling full time. If you've got a storage shed and you can seasonally chop and change, you know, look, we also use it really for Jasper's stuff. Everywhere we go, he gets given stuff. Granny and granddads, you know, all of the cuzzies, we don't get to see him that often, so when we do, he does get a bit spoilt, to be honest. So to be able to change out his toys as well in that storage shed, awesome system. 1 in, 1 out, basically, is our rule. That's just a 15 amp cable, spare cable. Some of Jasper's toys and little containers back there. This part here is for, again, part of the NORWELD build is a table with a sink area. You can put your Weber on here. Really fantastic. We don't use that. It does weigh quite a bit, and so we didn't bring that with us. Looking down here, everything is lockable. I actually think it is locked, but in here is, again, some stuff that I don't use a lot of, but there's a little axe in there, some jumper leads, a couple of other bits and pieces. There's the main axe up there that just clips in. It's fantastic. I think that's about it for this side. Oh, this is awesome. Oh, a couple more charging ports, but you can't really see, but there are these light bars, bright white light bars on the inside. What I love about that is that you don't get that shadow and then you can't see, because there's one in here as well. Just thought of everything. More charging ports up here, you know, just brilliant. Everything is so well thought of. Around this side, a lockable fresh water tap. I think it's about a 40 litre. There it is. You fill it up in here. Brilliant. You can plug in. You can also use this 200 amps to top up the power in the van if you need to. You can just plug it straight into the caravan. Of course, we don't really need that because there's, you know, almost 1,000 watt of solar on the roof over there. Complete RedArc system again. Manager 30, and also 600 amp hours of lithium in the van. So for a power hungry family, we we actually are not worrying about it anymore. We don't have to think about it. There is nothing better than not having to think about power. I've got the power. Yep, I did just sing that song. Can you believe it? What else was I going to tell you? I forgot something on this side. No, that's it. Oh, underneath here is a long-range Frontier ARB. Again, ARB, don't they do everything great? They have put in 184 litre diesel tank, long-range fuel tank, so fantastic. On the back, there's the one spare tyre there. You can put a second spare. You can see that previous owner did have one there at some point. We've opted for the water jerry can holder. Love this, 55 litre bag. Talk about being able to keep the rubbish and the carry-on out of the vehicle and out of your van, and also not leaving it behind in your campsite. These are absolutely brilliant. I did show the real design feature on these in a couple of episodes ago, but again, you look up here, you clip these off, and then you can actually clip them on down the bottom there, so that then this is at the right height, or waist height, or Katie height, which is really good. And it just makes it easier when you're at camp. We have got a second one coming that we're going to put on the spare tyre on the back of the caravan. And the reason for that is because then I can maintain this one as, you know, general waste, rubbish, the heavier stuff, and the recyclable stuff can then go, the lighter stuff, into the other rear wheel bag on the van. Another couple of really great Nighthawk LEDs on the back here. I've got these hooked up to the reverse lights, and you can also set them up so that at camp you can have them on. It is so brilliant with this ARB LINX system, you know, when it is working. And let's just talk about it as though it was working perfectly. See if that's come on yet. No, it hasn't. A bit of a bummer. But as I said, it's a centralised system, so you can even set the lights, you know, to come on when at certain times, have timers. You can monitor your fridge if you've got that module, tyre pressure system. Something brilliant in this vehicle is there's 2 air compressors, one on each side, and the one on the passenger side is hooked up to this LINX system as well. So I can preset the PSI, the tyre pressure, for inflate or deflate, depending on what I want to do, and then use the compressor hose and then basically deflate or inflate the tyres based off a set reading that I've already programmed in there. It is absolutely brilliant. Love that. Coming back around then, let's get over here. This is fantastic. Now that we really, a lot of the time, are putting the Starlink up on the roof, the ladder gets Katie up onto there. She does all of that. And then we'll keep coming around. There's a Trundle Draw in there. It's locked as well. Jeez. Anyway, it's good. I'm worried about the people in Early Beach. No, just kidding, Early Beach. That is a Trundle Draw. What's in there? The stuff that you do use sometimes, but not all the times. That's what I put in there. Some tools, a water pump system that I'm going to preview early in the new year. Brilliant product. That's about it. That's what's in there. Okay. Then there's another lockable quarter panel down there. Coming into here, the Travel Buddy 12 volt marine oven. What is cool about that is that if you like your pies, or you want to cook a chicken or something, that is perfect for that. That also runs off the 12 volt system. In here we carry our first aid. For the air compressors, my hoses are back there in that little container, that bag back there. This is really cool. This is a drop-down table from MSA. And instead of me trying to pull that out now and show you that, we will do a bit of a review on that as well, because that is fantastic. In here, look at that. Everything's got its place. I think that's what's so good about this. From what our previous setup was, we now have given everything a home, and we couldn't do that before without having this sort of canopy. We had lots of containers everywhere, and look, you got to start somewhere, and that's exactly how we started. So there's nothing wrong with that. But when you get to a place where you can have storage that actually gives you those simple solutions, it is a game changer. We love this. This is the premium or the deluxe cutlery set. It also clips onto the drop down slide table, so I can take you through all of that as well. And we just have all of our other stuff. A couple of fishing rods. Should use them, shouldn't I? I'm going to use them, I promise. Our carps. Yeah, just brilliant. Love this drawer. I'm going to put that in. I'll get Katie to get on the other side for me just to help me push that in. Just push that blue one down. There you go. Thank you. And if you push the yellow one down for me. Excellent. How good is that? I love that bit. It's so good to stand out here and then have a look and say, you know, look at that. Do you remember when we went here? And do you remember that? It is just beautiful. They do it well, Norweld, don't they? Really fantastic. There you go. There's the Manager 30 system over there. And I love how neat and tidy everything is. As I said, everything has its own place. Everything is beautifully manufactured. Again, we have got on this side some more USB charging points. I think somewhere here, if I can find it without having to get my head around there, or maybe I can't. I'm almost there. Oh, there it is. Yep, the overhead LED strips again. Really makes a huge difference when you need to at night. And then this is the 60 litre ARB fridge. How easy is that from MSA? And then just click that in and boom, it just slides in perfectly. Love it, like that. There you go. My Mickey Mouse bottle opener. But we just love it. It is just such a beautiful finish. The colour, of course, the signature colour of MSA, the drop down slide. So I think that is pretty well it. There is also up here, oh, there it is there. The awning, thank you, Katie. My brain just went blank. High quality canvas, have loved that, and it has actually come in handy. You know, we've actually used it, but we didn't really use it a lot on the Hilux. This one's a lot stronger, I think, and has been a bit more practical, so we've enjoyed using that as well.
Do you know what's on my wish list?
That's it. Yes.
One of those, what are they, like the 270?
370, the bat wing
ones, you know, the one that you just go like that with?
Do you know what? That's a really good question. If you actually have one of these in your kit, or you know of a really great Aussie product,
yeah,
we'd love to hear about it. We'd love to know what you've got or what you think, you know, would be the best version of that.
Do you know why I want one of those? Because for people like us who are smaller in stature, that's awesome, and we have definitely used it. But it's hard for us because we're so little to get up. Whereas with one of those, you just whip it around and, what do they say? Bob's your uncle.
Bob's your uncle. Oh my gosh. Anyway, we just looked up what Bob's your uncle means the other night, didn't we? Look that up. That's a funny story.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, that's it. That's the vehicle, the 79. Come around here. Say goodbye to that door in a couple of weeks. There'll be a new door coming. I hope I did it justice. I hope I actually made sense of it. Loved showing you around it. As I mentioned at the beginning, I'll put a detailed description on some of the products that are actually fitted, upgrades, etc. to this vehicle, because that will probably give a more detailed and, you know, more clearer version of what things are and what they do, and some links to those products as well. Not that we're affiliated with them, but at least then you can check them out for yourself. For now, I'll say see you later. Look after yourself, look after your family, and happy trails. Bye guys. Thanks for watching. Please do like, subscribe and share our channel. And if you'd like more information on full-time RV travel and living, visit our website, thefeelgoodfamily.com. There you'll find loads of free resources, our weekly podcast, caravan cooking recipes, our monthly Go RV magazine articles, and much more. We look forward to seeing you next week. Take care of yourself and your family, and happy trails.